Hi everyone, welcome to week 1 of the series I am doing in conjunction with Dungarvan and West Waterford Chamber, Tax Season Made Simple. So this week we are going to just look at some of the basic things to help you get ready for doing your tax return. So the first thing is if last year was your first year in business, do just make sure that you are registered for income tax. That is something that can just slip through the net. Can be a little bit time consuming, so just make sure it is completed, and if you are unsure, you can speak to your accountant. If it isn't your first year in business, double check that your tax agent is in place, or if you are going to file the return yourself, just make sure that your ROS logon is up to date, and most importantly, your digital certificate is still in date also. The next thing just to think about is your deadlines. Just make sure you know the deadline date. Obviously for income tax and for filing CGT for the previous year, it is the 31st of October, and revenue also offer extensions that can generally go into maybe the second week of November. But again, good to know what your deadline date is. The next one then is I would always recommend to prepare the return early in the year. The earlier in the year you get the return prepared, you do not have to file it until October and you don't have to pay until October. But if it is prepared and you know where you stand, you have a bit of time to plan, you know how much you owe, you know if you're going to be getting a refund, and it just gives you a little bit of a sense of what you need to do with your money for the rest of the year, and it can just really help with some financial planning. It also takes the major stress out of it, which is really a big thing for people. Lastly then today is don't forget about your preliminary tax obligations. Preliminary tax is where you would pay for the current year with the tax return that you're doing for the previous year. Again, it is just something to be aware of. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about it now, but do speak to your accountant about it because it is a tax obligation. Okay, thanks everyone. Stay tuned for next week's one.